Jim Hendrick along with Sam Cole back here at Miami's Marine Stadium for the Champion Spark Plug Regatta. This is the final. No matter what points they accrued in the preliminary heats, it is going to be the order of finish, winner take all to the checker flag, and the 5-boat field is on the course. Sam, how about running down our finalists?
Jim, there's the Tostiasti and Todd Yarling, owned by Jim Sedam out of Madison, Indiana. Going through turns 3 and 4 right now. As you see on the screen is the Atlas Van Lines, driven by Chip Hanauer out of Seattle, Washington. The boat is owned by Fran Muncy. Our next competitor, the U-12, the Miss Budweiser, owned by Bernie Little, who won last year's race here. Rookie driver Jim Kropfeld in the field here today. He's won 2 of our elimination heats. Our 4th boat, another rookie, Earl Hall out of Hampton, Virginia, aboard the U-2. That's Bob Stiles Squire Shop. And our 5th starter here will be the Miss Pure Delight, driven by Bobby Howard, the only Florida entry in today's race, and that boat is blue and white, numbered U-10.
Now, a lot of racing takes place right here. They're going to psych each other out. They have to fight for the lane they want. I believe Budweiser will want lane 1. Atlas Van Lines will probably pick lane 2. Squire Shop lane 3 or 4, and they'll fill out the field toward the shoreline that way. Agree?
And as you're right, Jim, you've called it just right. As they go up there, you've got Jim Kropfeld blowing water real slow as he heads into that turn. Chip Hanauer is behind everyone else, and off to Kropfeld's right is Earl Hall as he leads the field into that turn. Hall's going to be up in first right now as they come down for the start, but he's going to take that boat way, way wide to eat up some time as Earl Hall and Bob Stiles Squire Shop leads the field down to the starting line here for this, the Champion Spark Plug Regatta.
Less than 10 seconds. They're going to be just about on the money. It is Budweiser lane 1, Atlas Van Lines lane 2 on the outside, the Squire Shop. There's your 3 boats up on top with Pure Delight and Tostiasti following the field. As they dive down to corner number 1, it looks like it may be Atlas, but look out for that Budweiser and that spray, Sam.
As you see the water coming off of the huge skid fins on these boats, it's Jim Kropfeld and Bernie Little's Miss Budweiser bringing it off turn 2, heading it up the backstretch, and he fishtailed it just a little bit there. These guys have everything hanging out in this heat with Hanauer about a 1.5 seconds behind as he goes up the backstretch here on lap 1.
The wind has picked up here, and the boats are riding a little looser than they were in the preliminary heats as Jim Kropfeld in the Budweiser goes down the corner number 3, and you can see our 2nd place boat just coming in. That is the Atlas Van Lines into his rooster tail spray. He hangs it on the hook, the wall of water, about a ton or so. He bounces through some slop, shakes it loose, and now comes down to complete lap number 1. And Sam, get a time clock on him.
And as Jim Kropfeld brings Miss Budweiser across the line at the end of lap 1, his speed 118.810 miles an hour, and Bernie Little's Miss Budweiser, but Chip Hanauer isn't giving up. He's right behind Kropfeld as they dive into that first turn here on the 2nd lap.
And you saw the Kropfeld boat, Miss Budweiser, come right up on its right sponson, and boy, I saw the bottom half of that boat. He better watch out. It's getting a little windy, as is really the case here. Late in the afternoon, the wind comes out of the east, swirls around the stadium, and they could be in trouble. Right now, Kropfeld comes down toward corner number 3. He's got 1.5 lap in, 3.5 laps to go. Right now, he just has to keep it in the engine housing.
That's right, and as he takes it through turn 3 right there, no driver in this heat has ever won on this race course here before. It's a new course to all 5 drivers, but no one's giving any ground here as Jim Kropfeld and the Miss Budweiser lead here on lap number 2, and whoa, he gets a little bit of air there and takes off, Jim.
Yes, he is loose on the front end, as we said, and right now he doesn't know, but he's now got about 4.5 second lead over this boat. The Atlas Van Lines currently riding in 2nd place with Chip Hanauer at the wheel.
Kropfeld's lap speed on number 2 was 114.280. He slowed down a tick, but Hanauer's not giving up any ground. Kropfeld has lapped the Miss Tostiasti as he went into that turn, and now he's setting his sights on Bobby Howard and the Pure Delight, and as you saw that, he cut through the rooster tail with the Miss Pure Delight, and he's going to put a lap on Mr. Howard right now.
He does. So 1st place is the Miss Budweiser. 2nd place is the Atlas Van Lines. 3rd place would be
the Squire Shop and Earl Hall, 26-year-old rookie out of Hampton, Virginia, driving out of Seattle for Bob Stile. But Mr. Kropfeld on his way to the bank. He's driven 2 races here on ESPN, Jim. He ran out of gas in Houston a year ago. His boat failed to start in Lake of the Ozarks 2 weeks ago, but right now he's on his way to the bank if everything can hold together.
And he has 2 more laps to go, and he's now opened up about a 7.5 second lead over the Atlas Van Lines. Squire Shop 3rd. 4th place is the Pure Delight with Bobby Howard, and 5th place is the Tostiasti. And as our 4th place boat goes in the corner number 1, our leader, Miss Budweiser, with Jim Kropfeld, shakes it loose off of corner number 2, stabs it to the left, and starts down the back chute once again.
And Jim, his speed on lap number 3 was 110.290 miles an hour. Krupfeld heading up the backstretch. Hanauer giving chase in the Atlas Van Lines.
Uh-oh, look out. We just saw that boat almost go sideways. The Atlas Van Lines, he had to recover, and this is going to cost Chip Hanauer some valuable seconds in trying to catch this boat, the leader, Miss Budweiser.
That's right. You know, as Jim Krupfeld brings the Miss Budweiser out of turn number 4, he has been holding the same lead over Hanauer for about 3.5 laps. Hanauer lost all the time he had held on to right there because Krupfeld's on his way to the winner's circle for the first time as an unlimited driver.
He's had many, many race wins in limited driving. You know he wants this one very bad. He's just taken the green flag. He's one more lap to go, and he'll bring the first win in about a year to Bernie Little's Miss Budweiser team, and his first victory, as you said, Sam, in unlimited.
That's right. Chip Hanauer's back in the chase, but not because Jim Krupfeld's lap 4 speed was 112.360 miles an hour. He ran out of gas in Houston, Texas a year ago. His boat didn't start in Missouri, the first race of the '83 season, but right now he's on his way to the bank as Earl Hall brings Bob Stiles Squire Shop down here, and here's Bobby Howard, our 4th place boat. Hall's about to put another lap on the Squire.
Here's our leader. Hearing gremlins, no doubt, as we've said many times before. He's coming to the apex of corners number 3 and 4. He strakes it down, and he's going to come down the straightaway, come close to the stands. The checker flag is waiting for Miss Budweiser, Jim Krupfeld. He waves to the crowd. He knows he's got his first victory as an unlimited driver, and what a feeling that must be.
Oh, it's got to be sensational. He's 43 years old, out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He was the 1982 Unlimited Rookie of the Year. Here's our 2nd place boat, the Atlas Van Lines and Chip Hanauer. And you know, from the conversation we had earlier with him here today on ESPN, you know he's got to be happy because his crew worked all night just to get in this race.
How's the final order finish, Sam?
Okay, Jim, our winner will be the Miss Budweiser, driven by Jim Krupfeld. 2nd place will be the Atlas Van Lines, driven by Chip Hanauer. In 3rd, it'll be the Squire Shop and Earl Hall. 4th place will go to the Miss Pure Delight and Bobby Howard out of Cape Coral, Florida. 5th place will be the Miss Tosti Asti from Madison, Indiana. And in 6th will be the American Speedy Printing Center Special.
Who did not make this final for some mechanical reasons. The Tosti Asti was the alternate, and he got into the race again.
Well, that's right, Jim. We're going to name that boat Tosti Alternate because every time we have a race here on ESPN, the Tosti makes it into the final heat.
Okay, our leader is now coming back toward the pits. The boats are wrapping it up, taking a cool-off lap. Our happy driver and crew will be making their way toward our ESPN microphones very shortly as he takes a parade lap and waves to the crowd. There he is, Jim Krupfeld, the victor in this, the Champion Spark Plug Regatta. We'll be talking to Jim and team owner Bernie Little in just a moment.